So imagine this, you're living in a world that has a madman dictator or multiple of them. Their goal is to have unlimited power over their people as well as the rest of the world. In order to achieve that, they task their top scientists to develop a zombie-like virus that they will then release on the unsuspected nations around the world. Greetings, my humanoid NPCs. My name is Nikola Tomic, and in today's video we're gonna do a feasibility study of sort on whether the zombie virus is even possible. So as you probably know, in our world, we don't have a virus that is going to cause you to run around and try to bite your neighbor, all that while you're steadily losing limbs and other body parts. We're gonna imagine that this imaginary world is basically our own, so those scientists need to think outside of the box and conjure up something from scratch while using whatever they have at their disposal. Now, as you can imagine, the first thing that they're gonna do is to think about the things that are already present in the world that resembles or shares some traits with the potential virus. Those traits will include some basic abilities such as being transmittable through blood or saliva, potentially even airborne for better effect. It also needs to keep these hosts alive for a certain amount of time, giving it the ability to find a new host before transferring the virus. The carrier should have an insatiable desire to attack every human being around him while completely suppressing any feeling of self-preservation and common sense. Most importantly, this all needs to happen only after a period of incubation that will be long enough to allow the host to contaminate a large number of people crossing long distances without raising a suspicion. Now, at this point, you may think that you should probably write a letter to Santa because clearly this does not exist, nor does everything even remotely similar. However, we are not going to give up, nor will those scientists, because, well, it's a one-way ticket to the bottom of the sea if they fail. The first stop that they will make in this quest will be something that you have probably heard of, and that is rabies. See, rabies is a virus that spreads through saliva or infected animals, usually by being bitten by them. It has an incubation period of up to several months, and when it gets into its terminal phase by infecting the nervous system, it's basically 100% fatal. It will attack various animals ranging from dogs and bats to cow, deers, and human. One of the main characteristics of infected animal is that they almost completely lose any sense of self-preservation, thus they will very often try to approach other animals or humans in efforts to transmit the infection. Although in its late stage basically has no cure, the early stage in which the virus still hasn't gotten to the nervous system are treatable with the appropriate vaccine, as well as by vaccinating our pets and the animals in a household. So rabies check quite a few boxes: long incubation, transmission via bite and saliva, and almost guaranteed fatality in later stages. However, the horrors of this world do not end here, and for the next one we have to leave the realm of viruses and step into the world of parasites. Leucochloridium is a parasite worm that has a rather unique and sadistic way of continuing its species' existence. See, when snails eat the food infested by these parasites, it literally starts to take control of their minds. The worm will make its way into the snail stalks, and it will start to pulsate in this weird and colorful way, making it appear as a caterpillar to hungry birds lurking from above. It will also make the worm go out in the open, making it an easy prey. Once the bird picks up the snail and eats it, the worm will start to lay its eggs in bird's intestines, which will inevitably exit in the other end when the time is right. Now, once on the ground, it will be happily eaten by another animal that loves to feast on birds' feces, and that is, you guessed it, snail. So this one checks a couple boxes. It had mind control ability, and it's very sadistic. Considering that this is ordered by a dictator, this is a pure bonus. For the last stop, we're going to visit the virus of old, from the dawn of humankind, that still to this day dwell beneath the ice of the north. See, the viruses that we know about today have been around for quite some time, at least most of them. Some we managed to treat through experimenting and innovating, while others are yet to be defeated. There is another group, however, the ones that used to be present but are now frozen in the permafrost of the northern latitudes. The scary part is that we don't know how to treat them if they cause a major outbreak due to the increasingly rising temperatures, for example. example. These viruses have an incredible resistance to the elements while being transmitted in a similar manner like other of our zombie viruses. If a malicious group, such as our merry group in white coats, manages to extract them and combine them with the previous one, the possibilities are endless. Now, when we step back and think about this whole zombie scenario, it may sound like a complete BS. And that could very much be the truth. See, I'm not a scientist and I probably shouldn't be talking about this to begin with, but this world already has a variety of stuff that is straight from a science fiction. And just the notion that all ingredients are lined up and makes for a long sleepless night awaiting a psychopath baker in a dark lab that will put two and two together while trying to bring the true apocalypse. So there it is. That brings us to the end of this video. It's a very unlikely and at the same time pretty scary scenario. Now, what do you think about this? What do you think about the notion of having an actual zombie virus, or maybe something that kind of resembles it in a way? I really hope that you like this video or some other videos that I make. As you probably know, or some of you know, I make short videos every single day, and I'll do these longer videos as often as I can. I'll try to do it at least once a week. I would appreciate if you would consider liking and subscribing to this channel. I also have a Patreon page, and the link is down in the description and the pinned comment. So if you feel like you can chip in a little bit, go ahead. If not, well, this is YouTube, so lots of free stuff. Stick around, and in the meantime, stay safe and watch out for those zombies.